So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down. It is Monday, and we are so excited to be here. First of all, it's Monday, best day of the week for everybody concerned, right? Yeah, and it was a long weekend. It was just one of those weekends. We didn't do a whole lot. Went to Czech Republic for a bit. Did a little running around. Went to a yard sale on Saturday, or a big flea market, as so it was. But today is Monday, and it is our penultimate day of the week. And really excited about that always. We've only got 5 to go here with this grid, and so it's not quite that 7-day thing, but sometimes your brain can kind of hurt after 5 days of this. But I got this bottle of a beautiful wine. It's a Canonal di Sardegna, and Shotzi picked this up for me. It's a Sella and Mosca. Oh, moderately priced wine, probably somewhere in the €10 range. It's a 2022. It is really quite lovely on the nose. It's got your typical southern European cassis, lots of sun, very bold, very pale in the color. It's tannic, 55 degrees or so, 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect serving temp for this one. It is a phenomenal wine, actually. Just got to remember to eat it with more fatty foods, or maybe with a charcuterie plate, meats, cheese, that kind of thing. It'd be a great wine for hors d'oeuvres. Or, as one teacher used to put it back in high school for me, horses' ovaries. I'm not sure where that came from. Maybe it is an old British saying, I'm not quite sure. But it seems like it's something that came straight out of our Kentucky. So, be that as it may. But this is a fabulous wine. And the secret is we know how to buy wine. We know what a dry wine is. We know how to read the ratings. We know how to kind of parse through the label to see what's going on with that. So usually not a big surprise when we get home unless something has turned at the store or something like that. There have been quite a few times I've started a grid with a wine that I was very excited about, only to find that perhaps somewhere along the way, one of the crates was left outside for a couple of days in the hot Italian sun. So it was like, okay, cut. Let's just start all over. Let's get another wine in here. I don't ever mention those things because that's not necessarily in the vineyard's control at all whatsoever. So, we're just trying to be fair to them in every way possible. And that is what it is. So, but it is a beautiful day, and this is a beautiful wine. It is raining like cats and dogs here in Bavaria, but it has cooled down significantly. I think our warm days are over. I really do have a feeling. But as it is, we've got wine, we've got crosswords and cryptics. We're okay. Well, let's hop into our cryptic today, see what we've got going on for our guardian here. New York Times was pretty straightforward today, but it's always pretty easy on Mondays, and it gets progressively harder through Saturday, and Sunday's a crapshoot. But like I was telling the New York Times folks just now when we were solving that grid, you never know what you're going to get. There's not a progressively worse schedule versus easier schedule. And while all of the cryptics are difficult by nature, some of them can literally represent a hellish landscape, something you would wake up to find yourself in some sort of post-war apocalyptic era. But when you finish them, even a little bit, you feel pretty good. Kind of like Rocky Balboa, kind of doing his thing after he, beats whomever, right? So it's kind of a thing. I love it. So let's just hop on in and see what we got here. Okay, we got a Dynamo construction today. So, set by Dynamo, crossword number 29752. Let me get a hold of the right mouse and let's get busy here. So, some public exposure for bloodsuckers. And I don't know just yet. Hoity-toity boy Indian ignored now and then. Well, we got 2, 2, and 2, so hoity-toity tells me la-dee-da. Oh. So maybe our bloodsuckers are lice, Stylish girl wearing coat for ceremony. Stylish. You think maybe classy? Old Athenians' money starts to cause havoc in play. Well, old Greek money is the drachma. And I can see cause havoc, the CH, cause havoc in a drama. And I do think we got a classy here. So that's fun. It's working out in my favor so far. Every time I say that, though, I'm usually somehow horribly disappointed in one of the corners, if not the rest of it. Rejected, terrible downside. Rejected, 8 letters. Let's go with disowned. And hint, Stuart Lee adapted Shakespeare play. Oh, 3, 7, and 4. I'm gonna go with The Winter's Tale. Let's just see. Maybe we're supposed to spell tail different. I guess we'll find that out. Maybe Kim, Karen, and Ron. Hot wind dancing. Hot wind dancing. So is that indicative of an anagram? 5 and 6, I don't know. Voyagers say to stride sporting special dress. Well, the Voyager is a space probe. I think it has reached into intergalactic territory, though, at this point. I think it's out of our solar system, isn't it? Maybe Kim, Karen, and Ron hot. So 3, 5 is 8, 8 and 3 is 11. Oh, maybe Kim, comma, Karen and Ron, hot when dancing. So it's Karen, Ron, hot. That would give me 11, 2. North Korea. It goes with Kim. Korean. Yeah, Karen. Ron. We got 2 N's. Okay. All right. Making sure. Sorry, I'm moving that fast on this one today, am I? Perhaps Hazel in Watership Down has no time for religious bigwig. Don't know just yet. Caesar's fateful day, that is in Latin mostly. Well, Caesar's fateful day would be the Ides of March, and that is in Latin is id est, mostly minus the T. We got Ides, id est. That's fun. English pop singer admits longing for some needlework. Crow casually drew in parrot after temperature drops. Cruel person is miserable first. So I think this might be an A, right? It'd be an A or an I. I'm going to go with an A. And I think this could be a sadist as a result. And I don't know how that happened. Okay, well, we got it fixed here. Supposed Dynamo crazy ingesting alcohol and drug. Supposed. Cry out with energy before wild climax. I don't know. We'll go with the next claim. Ruby perhaps gets on with me badly. And I think I see this here as a gemstone. Very fun. Loving that too. Crow casually drew in parrot after temperature drops. Okay, so I'm going to go with cock-a-doodle-doo. A doodle-doo. So, longing for some needlework. So we've got maybe some stitching going on here. And it looks like suppose Dynamo crazy. I think we got imagines. Imagined or imagines? Imagined, I guess. I don't know. Don't know. Let's see. Let's just start from where we're at here. Dark time we hear for man on board. Empty tin filled with cigarette containing cannabis plant from a wood. What anti-monarchist might do? Making reservation. Silly bit of publicity around newspaper. A bit of a looker dressed in beret in Arles. Don't know. Okay. Spice Girl given money and sweet food. Maybe gingerbread? And requirement to enter castle tower submerged to a certain extent. Submerged to a certain extent. We're going to try knee deep here. And if that gets us there, great. John Travolta was in this part of Europe. It said, I think we're talking Greece is the word. It's the word. Love it. Way of bowling 6 balls ready for combat. As an example, Gen Z or millennials in Peru, agog when traveling. So this could be age groups. What I always just refer to as generations, but yeah. After vegetable, I refuse to put up with starter of Italian sausage. So I guess maybe we're talking about pepperoni. And no, for pepper, American Doctors rounds. Well, rounds sounds like ammo, but I could see American Doctors being American AM and then a medical officer. Way of bowling 6 balls. Ready for combat. I don't know. You arm yourself to be ready for combat. I'm assuming over. A little. So, no time for religious bigwig. I guess this could be a chief rabbi. I don't know what else would end in an I there with 5 letters at the end. So, does this help? Making a reservation could be a booking. An anti-monarchist might boo the king. It's clever. Bit of a looker. Dark time we hear for man on board. On board. It's a chessboard. Dark night. Night. Homonyms. Silly bit of publicity around newspaper. Don't know. But I think silly is daft. Oh man, we have a shot at cleaning this thing out unless it's imagines and not imagined. A bit of a looker dressed in beret and arls. Empty tin filled with cigarette containing cannabis plant from a wood. We're looking for a tree fern here. Yeah, I guess so, because a bit of a looker could be your retina. I don't even want to mess around with it. I want to see how we did. How do we do, Bob? Let's do it again. How do we do, Bob? I'm not seeing any holes anywhere. So, yeah, this is time for celebration. Good thing I have some wine on hand. Very pleasant grid. Seemingly made for me, and by extension, probably made for everybody. This certainly wasn't enigmatist on Friday for sure. That was a tough one, and I'm still not quite sure how I worked my way through it. I literally thought for a while there that I was going to have 3 whole answers in that grid done at the end of that solution, but no, somehow or another, a lot of guessing, a lot of gambling, but we got through it. But this one here, this was definitely doable, and for me, a relative newcomer. I've been doing the Guardians now for over a year, but I was doing the quick cryptics and stuff, the quick crossword, whatever I was doing. And then sometime around last September, y'all voted to get me in on these, and I tell you what, it's been a real ride. I mean, that's for certain. You know, it's been crazy. I do feel I've gotten a lot better at them, but it's like nothing I've ever done before when it comes to crosswords, and so it's very cryptic. But I've noticed lately a few of the New York Times grids have been getting a little bit more cryptic-y, and it's been kind of interesting. But I was ready for them because of you, your votes, and this magnificent grid. Let's bring down our banniere, Dad, do. And we'll say without further ado, thank you so much for your likes and your subscribes. Thank you so much for commenting. Last I checked, we're at around 7,200, 7,300 subscribers. It just keeps growing little by little by little. And it's just such an amazing feeling. It feels so good. And so thank you all for that. I see that people are sharing it. People are getting it out there. It's just so very kind of you. And it really gives me a little bit of purpose here. And it makes me think we're doing something right. If you're sharing with your friends and your family, that means the world to me. So thank you all so very much. Until we see you next time, which is to be tomorrow. Tomorrow when we are on our pre-anti-penultimate day of the week. Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Be well out there. Be nice to strangers. And we will see you on the morrow. Until then, just be careful. Be safe. Cheers.